Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. Episode 270.
Nice.
270. A good divisible number by 3.
Monumental achievement.
Did the intro just play in its entirety?
No.
It was just a little glitch? Or?
There's a little thing with this new platform we're using where I have to time things, and I'm not good at timing things.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was just me or what. So
yeah, I need to find a way to get it to roll. So it's so funny you say that because the old platform, the one that spiked our charges, actually released a new feature where it auto plays an intro for you, and it would dump right into the feed. I'm like, oh yeah, they know what they're doing. They're just charging way too much money to do it. So
seems like a great feature.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Maybe if they charge half the price, it would be worth it. But I like this place. I like EV Mux.
That's a steep price increase. What are they thinking?
We went from like $20 or $25 a month to $50 a month. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's that takes away from the money that I can spend on booze and other things for all of our Patreon members and tailgate people and event parties and stuff. So
well, and they removed the feature we wanted at that level anyway, right? They put it
right. So which this software doesn't have that either. But anyhow, all right.
Do we have to?
Last week sucked. we've had a couple of extra days to process that Marshall game, but I think obviously I'm far from being a coach at any level of anything, but I think if you spot your opponent 18 points to begin a game, you're really playing from behind for the rest of the game. What do you guys think?
Seems right.
You're always playing catch up.
Yeah, we made it. We got it within, what was it? We got within 5 points at one point. So if we erase that 18 points, we won that game.
I mean, one of those TDs was garbage time, right? It was 20 to 28. We were close. 20 to 25 at one point too. We just needed a couple things to go our way, and we would.
Yeah, let's try to not give up an 88-yard touchdown run at the end of the game when you're trying to claw your way back from spotting them 18 points.
Yeah.
They wanted that game more than we did. They wanted it. They were so pissed off after that loss at Trash Down South.
They'd be pissed off too, though. So
right.
Nah, we had a week to get over it.
Aren't we tired of losing?
We are. The fans are. The fan base is. I don't know what's going on.
They're not yet tired of losing.
At 75 Hank, I don't know what's going on. I don't.
Have we ever started the Sun Belt Conference 0-3? I really wish I knew the answer to this. In
conference play,
or the conference play 0-3.
Come on, dude. I have no idea. It seems like it. I mean, we're not that good of a team historically.
Oh, I don't think we did. Where's John? Is John on? Is he watching? He'll know.
I didn't even post this. I need to do that. Thanks for reminding me. I'm another thing with this this software makes it a little more difficult to do just that. But yeah, I don't know. We talked about, or at least I talked about, after the Vanderbilt win, we saw progression each week. Tech was Tech, and then we looked better against Chattanooga, and then we saw progression and beat Vandy, and then that just all fell to pieces when it came to Old Dominion, and we saw no progression with Trash Down South, and we came from behind. We made that a 5-point game. We screwed up. We screwed up big time to begin the game. Then you brought in the new quarterback, so it looks like we're team Zach now. Is that what we are? Team Zach. I don't know how. I don't know how bringing a quarterback gets your defense to start playing.
But they did. It was weird.
But it did.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily Team Zach because I don't know, but I do think he's done enough to earn the starting nod this week. I mean, I would be really surprised not to see him out there after exactly what happened and the way Vayar has been playing. Vayar.
Yeah.
I like Vayar. It sounds very esteemed.
Well, if he was actually completing passes, we could call him Vayar.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Tim? You think that Zach
He's
gets
throwing
the
air
nod?
balls.
Do you think he deserves the nod to begin the game against Appy?
I mean, I think he came into the game and gave us a chance. I don't think we had a chance if we left Veyer in. Unfortunately, he played much better than Veyer has been playing in the last few games with less reps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we're going to be getting into Appy State, but do you think that throwing Zach in right now is kind of like just throwing a sheep to the wolves, because this game has the recipe of being an absolute bloodbath for Georgia State? Appy has Boone, North Carolina, Western North Carolina has gone through horrific things, and they're far from recovered from it. And this is just like Falcons at Saints post Katrina. This just has a recipe for absolutely utter disaster for the away team. Do you think that you pull Zach into that?
I would.
Sorry,
I think he has the best chance of us getting a W in Boone.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's their job to go out there and play football. So who cares if it's going to be a bloodbath? That's like what you signed up to do. And if whoever gives us the best chance to win, which to me it looks like Gibson for now.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be a pillow fight.
Yeah,
I mean, they're already spotted like what? 4 TDs. There's 2 for Katrina and 2 for Helene. So we're at a 28-point deficit to start the game.
Yeah,
I think Vegas has us at 8.5 points.
10.
Is it 9.5? I thought it was, right around that 8, 10 points as the underdog.
That's I don't know. I don't know about
they're gonna be feeling it. It's their first game back in their stadium after the extreme flooding event. Like, it's gonna be the Falcons Saints. Just
that's
college
what I'm saying.
Edition. It's college edition. 9-point favorite right now. App State.
How does Atlanta always find itself in this kind of position? And by always, I mean it's twice. But the fact that it's happened twice is kind of weird,
It is kind of weird. While we were talking about
that passed us this time, though. Yeah,
that's true.
When's our hurricane? When are we going to get thousands killed, and so we can actually beat the snot out of somebody?
No, thank you.
Probably not worth it.
No,
probably not worth it.
All right, so 2014 was the last time we started 0-3 in the Sun Belt. There you go.
Was
that our first year?
That was the second year, wasn't it?
Second year? I don't remember.
No, first year we didn't win a game. We won the Abilene Christian, and then we didn't win a game.
So 2 years, but I mean, we're a terrible team. So realistically, once we were full members of the Sun Belt, right?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. You're using past tense.
Yeah, we're moving on. That's the breaking news. No, but we haven't had that. We haven't experienced this since then. That's how long it's been. We've at least got one win in our conference, the first 3 games of the conference.
Well,
so it's weird.
And it's teams that we should have won against. I mean, Tim, you were the most down on the program leading into this.
I wouldn't say that Tim was down. I think Tim was the most realistic.
Let's try to be mostly realistic.
I mean, I had us losing to Vandy. All right, I got that wrong. Thankfully,
yeah, I got that one right.
I don't know if you did. I
think Texas State was the only game I had us losing because my Bobcats, y'all.
That sounds exactly like something you would do. But what I was going to say is you had us losing games later in the conference, though. You had us winning these conference games.
Oh, I did. We're about to hit that slate of, I think.
We're about to hit the harder slate that you had us losing.
So. Well, yeah. No one thought that Appy State was going to be bad this year, and right now we're tied with them for last place in the East. We are this
ultimate pillow fight.
You made a comment about a pillow fight. This just looking at scores, just on paper alone, this is a pillow fight of a game. This is just the worst of the worst. This is Vandy playing Kentucky, or I don't know. Kentucky's better.
Well, not
now,
Vandy this year. They're fine now.
Right. But
let's see. App State. David, you predicted a win.
Oh yeah, and I know Ryan predicted a loss because we will never beat them until we do.
And I predicted a loss as well. So there you go. This could be our win, though. We could be inverse.
It's gonna be We'll see. Appy State has not been good this season, but of course, this will be the game they step up and they play like they're an NFL team. So, I don't know. I think we have it in us. We really have it in us to win this game. We have it in us to compete in the rest of these games as well. I don't know why UConn is considered good right now. Jimmy Madison got beat by Trashtown South, a team that we, historically have been better than. Arky State, even ESPN thinks is we're gonna win that game, and Texas State's out the door going to the Pac-12, maybe. So.
You usually hear people say that the team this team can beat anyone, right? I mean, that's like
right.
something that you hear people say. I think this team can like lose against anyone.
Well, any team can lose.
No, well, I said against anyone. I mean, like really. I mean, the thing is I don't know what team's going to show up because this team beat Vandy and
we want
against
Cumberland. We want Cumberland. That's what we want. We want Cumberland.
So it's like whatever team decides to show up, but like the team that the losing team that shows up could really just be terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really hard to tell what's going to happen because like I know we've got it in us. We just suck right now.
But you do have to give it to the team a little bit. I mean, to go down by 18 points and then come back and get it within 5. I mean, yeah, things didn't go your way towards the tail end of the game, but they definitely don't lose fight. I mean, they could have just laid down at 18-0 and
which
said,
I feel like a Coach Elliott team would have done that, or a Sean team would have done that, and that's not something that McGee allowed. We saw some adjustments, so we were all over at Manny's watching the game, having a good time, good turnout, and the game goes off the rails immediately, and so it just turns into social hour. We're having a good time. We're watching the game, but it's social hour, right? And then slowly, Georgia State starts getting a little movement, a little something happening to the point where we're just like locked in. We got this, and 88-yard touchdown.
It hurts too a little bit. It makes the score look more lopsided than it actually got to.
I hate that. I hate those last score or those late scoring, pointless garbage time type things, whatever, to make the game look like it was a lot further away than it was. But it's the same thing as about moral victories. And they don't matter.
Yeah, Gibson did a great job. I mean, no interceptions, 2 TDs, about 60% completion rate. First full game, well, not a full game, but almost a full game. I mean, Vair only played a couple series, right?
Yeah, did Zach come in the first quarter, or did they wait to the second quarter to put him in? I can't remember.
Second, I think.
This is the second quarter. Yeah.
I
mean, it was not a good start for Vair. Like,
yeah, he had a very short leash on that game. Like, McGee was like, we're not going to wait around to the second half to do this. We're going to pull the trigger earlier, which is great to see. A coach is ready. I mean, obviously, it seems like he went into the game with that mindset. Yeah. I don't know if that was discussed with the guys at all, but
David, do you think Vair starts or Gibson?
I would be shocked if Vair starts.
I think that was the curtain call for him.
I think so. I think at this point, based on what we've seen from Zach coming in against Trash, and then his great game, his great effort against Marshall, that you give him a full game. Let's see what he can do for a full 4 quarters, and see what can happen. And after that, like if we lose this game, or if it's close or something, then who knows what's going to happen when we play UConn. I don't think that a performance in this game guarantees that he's going to start the next game. It's just, let's see what happens. Let's see what we get out of it. But he only got 1 year, right? This is his curtain call season, right?
Is it? Well, then he's got nothing to lose, right? Just go out with a bang. I was thinking, if you look backwards at the start of the season, maybe we were ahead of a lot of teams starting off an early season, and they were just kind of getting into the swing of things. And once they did, all these teams are eclipsing us, and we're not getting any better. They're just getting better. I don't know.
Which could also be said as teams have watched what we've done. They've figured out what we're doing, and they've adjusted to McGee's style of play, and we've not reciprocated. We've not figured out yet how to play against towards our competition. Is that fair to say it's the same thing? Or
I think it's fair to say. I mean, rushing was still an issue in the game, right? We only had 56 total yards rushing. Brock led the team with
8.
Yeah. Was it 8? Was it that?
No. I just made that up.
No.
Marshall?
Marshall, we had 218 yards, but Brock had the most, 56. But like, they spread the ball around. I guess we had 4 backs, really. Well, 3 backs and then quarterback. So balanced, I guess. But I don't know. I was expecting more out of Brock this season so far.
Yeah,
didn't see it yet.
I made a comment that.
What are you guys looking at? Freddie Brock, you say he has 8 yards?
No, 124.
You stopped listening. You stopped listeing as soon as you heard the number 8, and Tim clarified everything.
218.
Yeah,
218.
And Brock had 56.
I didn't hear that part. I was trying to figure out what you were saying because I was like confused, and then I must have missed it while I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I was being a dumbass.
Yeah,
but no, I made a comment on one of the message boards, whatever. I was like, this game's going to come down to who actually wants it more, and I think it looked like at least the first half of the game that Marshall just wanted it more, and they got into the position. And then I think that was what McGee said coming out of the press conference afterwards. Like, you can't give a team 18 points to start the game. You just can't do that. That's
yeah. I mean, and I don't need this to be kind of the great debate of the episode or anything like that. But there was that weird clock mismanagement. I would say. I know you guys. At the end of the game there, where it's like they were like not scoring on purpose, and it's like, well, guys, we're behind. You should probably
got them where we want them.
You should probably score, y'all. But they were like running out of bounds, like with plenty of space to get a couple more yards. And I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, why aren't we? What are we doing?
Well, you said you had on high authority that was a good play calling, right?
Oh, you were the authority, and I was being sarcastic. So.
Yeah.
You were saying it was smart not to score because you didn't want to give them too much time with the ball next. So you wanted to take up as much time with the ball, and then
right. Yeah.
But then we didn't score.
Yeah. Well, that's the other side of the coin. But yeah, no. If you have
an important side of the coin.
If you have faith in your offense to score at will, which
we don't.
I'm not sure we should have that faith.
We don't. No one should.
If you have the ball,
score at will, then he should be fired.
If you have the ball and you feel like you can drive down the field and score a touchdown to win the game, you should take as much time off the clock as possible to do so. Otherwise, you're putting out your defense that, offense controls the game way more than defense does. There's defenses out there that can totally control the game for sure. We don't have that defense. Yeah. So you go out there and you score quickly and you give the other team too much time on offense, then they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to take every last second possible to get that last second touchdown or field goal, whatever they need to score to win. So yeah, I don't think it was a bad call, and maybe a little premature. And what it come down to is we didn't execute. We didn't do what we needed to do. We didn't make it happen.
And I agree with you to an extent. Like run the ball, run the clock out, right? Make sure that the clock stays running, but don't ever like choose not to score when you have an opportunity to score. That doesn't make any sense.
No, this is what I was trying to tell you that on Thursday night as well. There was a prime example with the Atlanta Falcons. Like I think it was Ryan's last year, maybe second to last year, where we were right there at like the 4 or 5 yard line, and Ryan's on recorded saying, "Don't effing score," and the running back goes and literally gets pulled into the end zone by the defense because they wanted that extra time. They wanted him to score because they needed that extra minute and a half or whatever time period it was to get back on the field, and it worked. They pulled us into the end zone. We got the touchdown. We took the lead, and they immediately drove down. They drove down the field and won the game. So when it works, you're a genius. When it doesn't work, you made a buffoon decision.
Idiot. Yeah.
So,
I think more often than not, it doesn't work. So
you like to rely. I love you, Ryan. You're too good of a person.
We only had 20 points. Score the dang points, and we were behind. It's not like we were ahead.
you have so much trust and faith in people to do their jobs, but
especially government.
No, that's the money he doesn't have. I don't think you can put that kind of faith in a defense. Don't put that on the shoulders of your defense to have to do that. Put the shoulders on your offense. That they control the game. They control the clock. They're the ones in charge.
They do not control it.
If we could restart the game,
there's another team trying to fight for that control. So no one ever has control of the game, right? Unless you have a way out. Unless it's the Falcons versus like us. Right, then they would have total control.
Or the Seahawks.
It's Falcons versus anyone, and then anyone is always in control.
No, I mean like Falcons versus Georgia State. The Falcons could do anything they want on the field, right? I mean that, and so make those calls, do whatever you want. Who cares?
There's always those talks, like when you have a really, really, really good college football team that
Bama comes up a lot.
Yeah, Bama
could be several times,
and like and could they beat Jacksonville? And Roddy White was famous on Twitter for saying like you're full of crap because
they couldn't beat Jacksonville's practice squad. Just so we're all very clear.
That's exactly what he was saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
That's exactly what he said, and I think Jacksonville was the team he was talking about, and this was actually pre Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville. But yet, don't you want to watch that game? Don't you want to watch the worst team in the NFL play the national champion? That would be some ratings money right there. I would love that. And then that team gets promoted to the NFL and the other team gets dropped down.
There's a college team in the NFL.
The college team. Wait, we need to find like a college without football that just adopts the NFL team.
There you go. Yeah. Georgia State can be the Falcons team.
Well, and then they privatize, and that's how we get rid of this school association with NCAA football. I almost said college football. You can't get college out of college football. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I will say, Ryan, though, what you're saying, it's getting weird. Like, it's getting to the point where does any of the college names matter? I don't know. Like, I feel like we're on this path of like, what does it have to do with college again?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the cool part about college football back, just 10, 15 years ago, where it was like, this was not, our situation because we didn't go to Georgia State when Georgia State had football players. But like you would just have like, oh yeah, that guy on TV rushing for 88 yards is my chem class. I'm going to sit next to him and he's gonna be like cheating off my test next week type thing. And so I think that's what made college fandom so great. Was these were people that were just like you, except for the sports part of the sports aspect of the game. They ate in the same dining halls. They stayed in the same, probably different dorms, same classes, same everything. Granted, they were always getting the benefit of the doubt and special tutors and professors looking the other way. But you saw these guys on campus. You saw them at bars and parties and stuff like that. They were just people that you saw, and now it's turning into celebrities on campus.
Strip clubs and VIP rooms and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of the things I heard about our players early on, I haven't heard anything about campus now, but even while they were like losing, they'd go around acting like they were just like really just too hot for anyone on campus and stuff. And it's like, guys, you're not that good. You should.
Do you think
you're building the bridge upside down?
Yeah. I've never heard that. That's a good one.
That's a great one, Tim. I like that. I have never heard that before either. Do you think that was because that's what they were in high school?
Maybe. I mean, because they would have been the stars, right? It's like from high school to college is the same difference of like college to NFL, where like the you're picking the best like 2 or 3 players on every team, and they're going into college. So
all right, our next teen drama, our next CW TV show is I want to see the high school kids. Like I want to see the players from Varsity Blues. I want to see Tweeter and everybody. I want to see them going to college to play ball and it be for a crappy team and they think they're badass and they just suck. Like the inverse of what happens. Like going from a crappy team and being good. No, go from a good team and being bad and you're just trying to like figure out your life as a player on a crappy football team.
I've been plowing through Friday Night Lights for the first time. Speaking of all that,
the TV show,
yeah,
fantastic.
It's a good show.
It's so corny. I love it. I just it's like
it's heartwarming.
Riggs. Riggs is my spirit animal. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's good. But it's just so fun. I mean, it's just so funny hearing them talk and giving their speeches and having their heartfelt moments, and like the acting is all really bad, and I just love it. It's like such a
true eyes, true hearts, true eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Is that what it is?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I do that guy. I don't remember the actor's name right now. That coach. I'm like, I want that guy just to be like the little dude on my shoulder, tell me what to do in my life. Like, that guy is awesome. His like coach speak, his upbeat, everything is awesome.
He'll be hard on you when he needs to, and he'll be compassionate when he needs to. What?
Hey, okay.
I didn't say in you.
What wasn't going there, but yeah, sure, fine.
When he needs to,
coach, whatever you need, coach.
Whatever you need, man.
Whatever gets us to the next level.
And that wife says, "Hey,
hello." And then Nick Saracen, so sweet and just a good guy. It's a good show. I like that show.
It is. I'm on the second season.
So tying it back to Georgia State. No.
Well, they are the Panthers. They are the Dylan Panthers. I have thought many times about having like Dylan Panther shirts made for art stuff.
Wasn't there something filmed here? And I thought it was Friday Night Lights, but Ian Vance was like lacing his boots for the intro for something. I thought it was that, but I know that is based in Texas. So,
I don't know.
Looks like it's all filmed there too. But I thought something was filmed at Grady, and Ian Vance was in it early on when we first started our football team. And there was something about he would lace his shoes up a special way or something.
That show still on when we started football?
I don't know. It would have been later, I think.
It had to be a late season because I think the ending of that show may have been at the start of our football season. I don't know. That's kind of cool. I don't know.
I can look it up. Oh no.
So, Tim, as you said, back to
Georgia State.
Georgia State Panthers. So yeah, when we predicted our games before the season started, I was overly optimistic. Ryan was somewhere in between you and me. Tim, you were, I would say, I said it realistic earlier. You may have been a little realistically pessimistic, I think, going into the predictions there. How you feeling?
I feel like we're gonna get sick. You know what? We're gonna win this week. I'm gonna say it every week. I'm gonna say it every week. I'm gonna say it every week until it's real. How about that?
All right.
So it could be a long season.
Could have gone without that last part there, but let's just go with Tim is predicting a win this week against Appy State.
We're gonna undo Katrina, is what we're doing. We're gonna, even though it's impossible, you can't.
Yeah. It's such a touchy subject. Like you want to like.
The Falcons laying down to the Saints. That's not touchy.
No, man, those refs and everything about that game was just built on
nothing went our way. Nothing went our way in that game. Absolutely nothing.
Was that the game where literally the ball bounced off the calf of one of our players as he was running out of bounds?
Yes,
and the Saints player
out of bounds. Yeah.
Yeah. That's stupid. I hate them.
We're gonna win, guys. Guys, we're gonna win.
Saints are the trash down south of the NFL. I can't stand them.
We're gonna win. Get on board.
All right, so we win. So we win Appy State. Are we winning out, Tim? Is that what's going to happen? We're going to win out
until we lose. Is what I think he said.
Until we lose, we're going to win. All right, we're gonna keep losing until we win. I can't remember what I said earlier. One of the two.
How are you feeling, Ryan? How are you feeling? Do we turn a corner? Do we break that? Your
come on.
Team.
We got Gibson in there.
No, you know what? Like honestly, had we been playing up to the same level we were playing, or even somewhere near it, I might have changed my mind given where Appy's been this season. But those last couple games, last 3 games, have given me nothing to think that we're going to do any better than we have. I mean,
see, here's why I disagree. I think that the second half of the Marshall game is all we need. Just erase that first half. And I think if we get second half Georgia State Marshall game out of this team for 4 quarters, we win this game. It's going to be tough. It may be like a last second field goal. That's the last thing we want with this team.
Yeah, but So this is what happens. I mean, since 2010, I feel like every loss that we've had, we've been like, man, that was a really good 2 quarters somewhere in there, right? And like, man, if only those other 2 quarters weren't there. I'm like, well, they are. It's just like the same story every game.
About to say, could we erase the 18-point deficit? Oh, those are good games. It was still a good game overall. If you look at it, if you look at the last 2 games, in the Marshall game, we controlled time of possession. The last 2 games was crazily not controlled. Had no turnovers. Had multiple turnovers in Southern, obviously, and I think 2 turnovers maybe with Old Dominion, or 1. We at least had 1 turnover.
Somewhere in there was a garbage turnover. Remember, it was
so
like
we didn't get penalized nearly as much. We doubled our penalties in this one game. Like, we fixed a bunch of stuff, and then other stuff wasn't so bad, got worse, much worse. We can't have it all. So what I think is where I'm getting at.
Yeah, but we need all of it to like pull it together and actually win. Because that's the other thing coaches always say is like, oh, it's 3 or 4 plays and we would have won if they just went a different way. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you could look at it that way, but that's true of like every single loss ever. And so
no, that's not true.
That's true of a lot of losses.
Do you think it trashed down south losing 34-7 was like, oh, if the ball bounced our way one more time, we were in that game.
That ball has to bounce.
It's true of a lot of
times. But I mean, we had I know we didn't win, and it looks like we lost by. Score wise, we did lose by 15. We had a much better game overall, minus those 18 points. Just stats wise.
If we look back at the past 3 quarters of Georgia State football, we're pretty good.
But no one does that. Why would you look at the past 4 quarters? Like a whole
game? We'll get to this week when Gibson starts.
You got to put together a whole game to win.
Which is why Gibson starts, like Tim just said.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the fix. I'm like you started off opening up with this saying,
get on board.
You don't know how changing the quarterback could impact the defense, but something impacted the defense. So to me, I'm like, I don't know if Gibson was the changer. I don't know what happened there. Maybe the whole team is just better now. Maybe we just flipped a switch somewhere. I have no idea, but I don't know if Gibson's the answer.
Maybe we taught the team. Maybe we taught the offensive line how to block better.
Maybe he's threatened them.
Maybe they like him better.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Ooh, David.
Maybe Vair did. Said something about one of the moms or something.
I did just think of something as like a saying or a tagline or whatever, and I don't know how it applies exactly, but something about Georgia State being good from Vay to Z. No. Like Vay to Z, Zach Gibson.
Because we're moving to Gibson. Maybe Gibson made cookies.
I thought it was clever.
I don't get it still.
Maybe he made cookies for the offensive line, and they're like, okay, now we'll play. You're gonna make us cookies. We will block for you.
I will if a cookie is what it takes to get our team to play up to par, I will buy out a Tiff Treats franchise to fully fund their cookie addiction.
One of those Georgia quarterbacks when Georgia was doing well. I guess they are again, but he was saying that he would take out the entire offensive line for ice cream if he didn't get any sacks.
They're like, yeah.
He's like, and that's not a cheap trip.
Go to one of those ice cream places where they just they let you make your own and like you have to weigh it. It's like this is 34 pounds of ice cream. Next.
Yes, it
is. Yeah. All right. So Appy State this week. Manny's on Saturday, 1:00. We'll be there. Yeah. That's it. Also at 2:00, because I've made fun of the Sun Belt for not owning a calendar or knowing how a schedule works. Georgia State basketball starts at 2:00. 1 hour into the football game, we have a home game in basketball.
So at halftime, we leave Manny's, go to the basketball game for about 10 minutes, and then turn around and leave.
No.
Yeah. Is it one of those games? It's exhibition, so there's no ESPN Plus, right? It's like a closed game. Remember
Is it
last
not?
year?
I thought that all Sun Belt home games were ESPN Plus.
I thought we had one game last year, like our exhibition
Yeah,
game.
you may be right. Maybe right. I don't know. But Ryan, do you know who we're playing?
No one there.
USC Buford.
Buford. All right. Without looking it up, so you're looking it up right now. Without
Land
looking
Sharks.
God,
Sharks.
dang it, Tim. That was my question. I was going to see if Ryan knew who the mascot.
Why would I know
that?
Why would I? What?
Because we talk about it every episode.
I like to pick on you. Do you know
no, we did talk about it because of the Sharks. So any given Sunday last week we talked about it. Yeah.
Do you know the name of the land shark mascot?
Manny.
Yes. No. Finnegan.
That's a dumb name.
Also goes by responds to Finn.
Finny.
They have an entire.
It's less dumb now. I like it better now.
They have an entire profile page on their website about how he was just some little land shark out there in South Carolina or wherever, and like how his favorite team was USC Buford, and he got found and they named him Finnegan. But there's an entire page about his origin story. It's
I'm into this. I'm okay with it.
I feel like someone was on drugs and wrote all of that.
I hope they win.
Oh God!
I'm kidding. I mean, that was messed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone.
This is a put up or shut up year, right? Well, plus 1 year, I guess. I'm being told he gets 4 years.
Coach?
Yeah, for the coach.
Yeah.
You think so? You think if so we saw improvement from in year 2 from year 1 from Hayes. I mean, year 1 was garbage. 2 was a slight improvement. Do you think if we see another slight improvement that Hayes is gone, or do you think he gets a 4th year?
No. If he improves, he'll stay.
But, I mean, just a little bit. Like,
what does improve mean?
More wins.
We were like what? We were like 12th or 10th or something. Well, we were in 10th because we didn't make the playoffs, right? If we were like 12th in the Sun Belt last year and we're 10th and make the tournament, is that enough to get Hayes back for a 4th year? You think so?
Yeah, Charlie's not going to get rid of him.
He's never fired somebody he's hired.
Yeah, I mean, my thing though is with the transfer portal, NIL, and all that. I feel like the standard before was 4 years. I don't understand why the standard is still 4 years, and then you let someone go 3 years max. Like that's it. You can swap out an entire team now, which you've never,
which we've done. This is
we've done. Yeah.
Is there anybody on this roster that was here 2 years in Hayes' first year?
Maybe a scrub. I don't know.
And I think we're playing Odom in that little Jacksonville tournament against. Was it Tulane? Is it Tulane that he went to? Or whoever. One of the teams.
He's already missing layups.
Exactly right.
No, he's gonna shoot like 90%.
Lights out.
1,000%.
Threes will be raining down. He'll do reverses left and right. It'll all go in.
By the end of the game, he's throwing the ball behind his back and he's hitting a 3-pointer. Yeah.
I mean, I really liked Odom. I do. All I remember is just like we needed him to make a layup and he couldn't do it. It's like one of the easiest shots in basketball.
That was like under Lanier in his last year when we played Gonzaga like hell, but still the Lanier thing was that offense was like they'd go for these easy layups and it would just like spin right out of the basket, which is what happened to us against Gonzaga. With that game, it was already pretty close in the first half. It could have been a lot closer if we were getting those easy layups.
If we didn't have what was his name get injured, the heart of the team. No.
It's
the heart of the team.
Yeah,
Sosame.
But it was But he was like Eduardo Sosame or something.
Yeah, so I mean, like we were competing with them until he got injured, and then the wheels just flew off, and I was like,
although he got injured earlier in that game than it felt like, because I feel like he got injured at the end of the first half, but you look at it was like within like the first 6 minutes or something.
But we needed him. He's like
that was a fun watch party. Credit to put that one together at Torstop. That was actually a good one. We had a good crowd on it's like Valentine's Day or some crap like that. St. Patrick's Day. That's what it was. St. Patrick's Day. That's what it was. St. Patrick's.
Yeah.
Same thing as a month later. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly the same.
Lots of gin drinks.
Yeah, I was enjoying that orchid drink.
That was good.
I was enjoying staying sober because I brought my daughters with me because they were out of school for some reason and my wife was working. Yeah, that was fun.
Wait, you can't drink around your kids?
I had a beer or two. I had a green beer. I had a green beer or two, but I couldn't get drunk. I couldn't get like me drunk. So
you couldn't get Georgia State sports drunk.
Exactly.
Is Georgia State doing any kind of away game watch parties? I know they used to just sort of half-ass like say that it was
6 feet under.
6 feet under, yeah, and then no one would do anything, and we'd show up and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I guess you can have these tables and this one TV."
They're like,
cool.
Why are you here?
But do they even say anything anymore?
They let us do it.
It's the same people. I you know what? It's not quite the same people. Because a lot of the older crowd would come out to those.
We need to figure out how to get that older crowd to come to Manny's.
Yeah, they should.
I mean, the more the merrier, right?
Yeah, for sure. So
we have to figure out the sound though.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to. I meant to actually email Manny before today, just so I could say that I did it, but I didn't do it yet. About getting it because it is ESPN Plus, so we got to figure out how to get that pumped out. I'll bring a thing up there to get it connected.
Well, the people who would care strongly about that know that we're allowed to do it. So,
absolutely. All right,
completely legit Fire Stick. Version of the game.
Yeah, well, we got the business version. Yeah,
business. Yeah, it's our business. Fire Sticks. Yep.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Southern Miss fired their head coach already.
I mean, they're doing pretty bad, aren't they?
Is that basketball or football?
They're like
football.
1-6, right?
They fired him before the first exhibition game.
I mean, yeah, maybe they found him with a co-ed or something. I don't know.
They have one less loss than us. Or one less win. They have one less win than us. They're 1-5. Southern Miss is, but they fired, and then Coastal fired offensive coordinator Travis Trickett.
I was sitting there, I'm like, Trickett. Yeah, we had him for a hot second, right?
Yeah, isn't that who
OC, right?
Yeah. I was about to say that's who we had sitting at our table a couple of years ago. That was Trent McKnight. We had
that was Trickett. You said he was their offensive coordinator too, or so that's sort of a weird thing, though, right? To like fire an offensive coordinator in the middle of the year.
No, he's trying to keep his job. Head coach trying to keep his job.
Coastal has a standard, you know.
Their standard is to have ugly ass fields and colors in their uniforms.
Dried up fried chicken.
Come on, man. They're like right outside of Myrtle Beach. Do they really have standards?
No. That's a good quote.
Their mascot just be like a golf tee flag or something like that. Yeah, or shady. What part of the country is it?
It's an airbrush T-shirt. Is their mascot? It's an airbrush T-shirt.
Big teeth and a beer belly and like big
Ryan, do not give Coastal ideas for marketing.
I would love that of them. Like if they
I would give Coastal so many props if they came out with like alternate uniforms and it was some the airbrush T-shirt like. Football player guy that that's
mullets out of their helmets, like all of them have the mullet,
and like big buck teeth, and like a couple like big freckles on the face. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
It'd be good.
I'm thinking of a ginger. I don't know how many ginger football players we have out there in the world, other than Andy Dalton, but that's just the image I got.
He's not. Is he still playing football? Does he still?
Yeah, he's starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers right there in Charlotte.
Interesting. I didn't know that. All right. The most average QB that's ever existed.
And they were also terrible.
Although
we made them look pretty good.
Well, they who is it? Not who's the quarterback they got? Is the guy from Chicago, because Chicago got Justin Fields and then got rid of him. Bryce something or another. What's the guy quarterback name at Carolina right now? I don't know. Anyhow, He's been horrible. He's been god awful. And they put in Andy Dalton in the game, and Andy Dalton played lights out. And I saw this TikTok video, and it was like that Matt Damon from Good Will Hunting. It's like Andy Dalton when he sees the playbook for what's his face, like, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm sorry that I'm smarter than you, but I'm smarter than you.
Bryce Young was your
Bryce Young. Yeah. I knew it was a Bryce name. I was thinking Bryce Harper, but that's the wrong sport. So
it's like baseball.
Yeah, different sport. All right, I think we're good here. I do want to give a shout out to Georgia State court volleyball, indoor volleyball.
Right. What do they do? Tell us.
They are currently sitting. Their record right now, it's not overly impressive record. They're 12-8 on the season right now. However, they only won 5 games last season, so they are crushing it. Massive improvement. Yeah. So shout out to the ladies over there. We are a volleyball school. I'm not sure if you heard that. We're a volleyball school.
I thought we were a beach volleyball school. We're trying to make it all. We're trying to make it all volleyball. That's it.
Yeah, we're good with games that have like long nets in front of them.
No disrespect to the ladies, but I really hope that's not true.
I know, right?
Imagine we're like, let's get ready to go to the volleyball game.
that would be the most Georgia State thing ever. Like, we are national champions in every non-revenue sport.
Yeah. Everybody's like, cool.
Exactly.
No, you.
Way to go.
You guys are great at golf. Hey, the golf team didn't show up.
No, they didn't show up. They said they were going to. Well, Coach asked if there was room for us.
Yeah.
Coach, come on, Coach Cole. What's wrong with you? Get out there. Man, show up.
I thought you were coming out.
Bring out the guys. Ryan just wanted another coach to buy him a beer, so he could say that was his favorite coach. Yeah.
Who's the women's coach that's going to buy a beer?
The women's basketball. I don't think there's any coaches that are going to buy me a beer.
Who bought you one?
I don't know.
All right, I think we're done here. This is last call territory. Tim, take us out of here.
Hill, right?
Gene Hill, yeah. Woo! Gene Hill. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We're going to head over to Last Call, drink some more, pee some more, drink some more, and pee some more. If you like what you heard, or if you didn't.
Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast, though. We do it off air. If you like what you heard, or you didn't, join our team. I'm going to call us a team. At patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You get live access to Last Call, merch discounts, beer, cocktails, fireball at tailgates, good beer and piss beer, or water beer if you want to be more politically correct.
Got a bunch of it right over here.
Just $5 a month to support the show. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.